Have you ever felt disrespected and found yourself fuming for hours, replaying the moment in your mind? What if I told you that the ancient Stoics faced this too and mastered a way to deal with it gracefully? Let's uncover their secrets. Stoicism is a timeless philosophy born in ancient Greece and Rome, but its teachings are as relevant today as ever. At its core, Stoicism teaches us how to focus on what we can control, let go of what we can't, and live with tranquility amidst chaos. Respect, or the lack of it, falls into this category. By practicing Stoic principles, you can rise above disrespect and maintain your peace of mind. Recognize what you can and cannot control. One of the key teachings of Epictetus is, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. This profound truth is at the heart of Stoic resilience. Rather than letting external negativity dictate your emotional state, take a moment to reclaim your power by reflecting on your reaction. When someone disrespects you, pause and ask yourself, does their behavior define me, or does my response? This pause is critical because it creates space for a deliberate choice. Instead of reacting emotionally, step back and recognize that their actions are a reflection of them, not you. By reframing the situation, you position yourself as the one in control, turning a potential trigger into an opportunity for self-discipline and growth. This mindset not only preserves your peace of mind, but also reinforces your emotional resilience over time. Consider this modern example. Imagine you're at work, and a colleague makes a snide remark. It stings, and your immediate instinct might be to retaliate. But instead, you pause and ask, does this comment truly deserve my emotional energy, or can I rise above it? By choosing the latter, you not only preserve your composure, but also demonstrate an admirable strength that speaks volumes about your character. This approach not only diffuses tension, but also sets a precedent for how others perceive and interact with you in the future. Let's expand further. How often do trivial comments or actions disrupt our peace simply because we assign too much importance to them? The Stoics remind us to view these moments as tests of our fortitude. Each challenge offers a chance to practice patience, self-control, and wisdom. The more you cultivate this perspective, the less vulnerable you become to the whims of others' behaviors. Over time, these small victories over impulsive reactions create a foundation of unshakable inner peace that no external insult can breach. For instance, imagine reflecting at the end of each day. What moments today tested my composure? How did I respond? And what could I have done differently? This practice not only reinforces your emotional awareness, but also equips you with strategies to handle similar situations in the future with grace. The ultimate goal is to internalize the lesson that your response, not the disrespect, defines the outcome, allowing you to navigate life with greater confidence and tranquility. Don't seek validation from others. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. If someone's disrespect affects you deeply, it may be a sign that you're seeking their approval." Stoicism teaches us to find inner validation rather than relying on others. This philosophy encourages a shift in perspective, from measuring your worth based on external opinions to valuing yourself intrinsically. By doing this, you rob disrespect of its power to hurt you and free yourself from the constant cycle of seeking external affirmation. True respect comes from within. The Stoics believed that the opinions of others are fleeting and often shaped by biases, ignorance, or personal struggles. Therefore, Basing your self-esteem on these external judgments is like building a house on unstable ground. Instead, cultivate a sense of self-worth grounded in your principles, actions, and character. When you learn to validate yourself, you become immune to the sting of disrespect because you no longer need the approval of others to feel complete. This concept of self-validation doesn't just shield you from hurt, it also fosters confidence and emotional independence. Instead of feeling diminished by someone's negative words, you can see their disrespect as an opportunity to reinforce your own values. This practice helps you to focus on what truly matters: your integrity, your purpose, and your personal growth. By letting go of external validation, you shift your focus inward, finding strength and clarity in the process. Imagine a scenario where someone at work or in your social circle dismisses your ideas in a condescending manner. Instead of seeking to prove yourself to them, recognize that their opinion doesn't diminish your abilities or worth. Remind yourself that validation isn't earned by appeasing others, but by living authentically according to your values. By reframing your response, you empower yourself to move forward unaffected, rather than dwelling on their judgment. Practical tip: next time someone dismisses your ideas or criticizes you unfairly, pause and remind yourself, my self-worth isn't determined by their acknowledgement. Take this a step further by mentally listing your recent accomplishments or values that you uphold, which are far more meaningful than fleeting opinions. Practice this consistently, and you'll find it easier to maintain your confidence and focus. Remember, you don't need their respect to respect yourself. Embrace this truth, and you'll carry an unshakable sense of dignity wherever you go. Practice indifference, the art of ignoring. The Stoics often spoke of apatheia, a state of calm where external events don't disturb your inner peace. This doesn't mean you condone bad behavior, but that you choose not to let it affect your well-being. Practicing indifference means understanding the true power of choice, the ability to decide what deserves your attention and energy. It's about creating a mental boundary that protects your inner stability and prioritizes your peace of mind. Indifference doesn't equal apathy. It's an active choice to prioritize your inner peace over external chaos. This mindset allows you to focus on what truly matters instead of being dragged into unnecessary conflict. When someone behaves rudely or disrespectfully, their actions say more about them than they do about you. Recognizing this distinction helps you maintain your emotional stability and remain grounded, no matter the circumstances. By practicing this form of emotional detachment, you reclaim your power over your reactions and begin to view challenges through a lens of growth rather than harm. Example from Stoic history. When a man insulted Socrates, he famously laughed and said, "It's a pity he doesn't know me well enough to find my real faults." This witty response highlights the power of humor and self-assurance in diffusing disrespect. Instead of taking offense, Socrates reframed the insult as an opportunity to demonstrate his own resilience and perspective. His calm demeanor set an example of emotional mastery, showing that insults lose their sting when met with self-awareness and composure. Application: when faced with an online troll or a rude stranger, resist the urge to engage. Acknowledge their words for what they are, an external event beyond your control. Visualize their comments as leaves carried by the wind. They pass by without disturbing the ground beneath you. By choosing not to react, you deny them the power to disrupt your inner peace. This practice not only safeguards your tranquility, but also prevents unnecessary escalation in confrontational situations. Additionally, practice redirecting your focus. Each time you encounter disrespect, ask yourself, What can I learn from this moment? This reframing not only helps you remain calm, but also turns potentially negative interactions into opportunities for personal growth. Use these moments to build emotional resilience. Consider creating a journal where you document instances of disrespect and reflect on how you handled them. Over time, this habit will help you identify patterns, refine your responses, and celebrate your progress. Take this a step further by cultivating empathy. Ask yourself, what might this person be going through that led them to act this way? While not excusing bad behavior, this perspective can soften your emotional response and deepen your understanding of others. Indifference isn't about detaching from people. It's about detaching from the chaos they might bring, while still recognizing their humanity. The more you practice indifference, the more empowered and unshakable you become. Eventually, you'll find that situations which once felt overwhelming or offensive now roll off your shoulders effortlessly. Indifference, when combined with compassion and self-awareness, becomes a superpower that allows you to navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. Set boundaries with grace. While Stoicism advocates inner resilience, it doesn't mean you should be a doormat. Setting boundaries is essential to maintaining self-respect. The key is to do so calmly and assertively without anger. Boundaries aren't just about protecting yourself from harm. They're also about teaching others how to engage with you in a mutually respectful way. A well-set boundary communicates not only your expectations, but also the standards of respect you uphold for yourself and others. Stoics believe that setting boundaries is an act of wisdom, knowing when to say no and when to walk away. However, this must be done without hostility or resentment. Maintaining your composure and kindness while setting limits shows true inner strength. It also ensures that you remain in control of your emotions and actions, rather than allowing others' disrespect to dictate your behavior. In fact, boundaries are not just defensive measures. They're proactive ways to establish healthier interactions and avoid unnecessary conflict in the future. For instance, if a colleague continuously interrupts you during meetings, you might say, "I appreciate your input, but I need to finish my thought first." This approach communicates your boundary without escalating the situation. Similarly, in personal relationships, calmly expressing your needs, such as saying, "I need a moment to process this conversation," can strengthen your self-respect and encourage healthier dynamics. By calmly and consistently enforcing boundaries, you signal to others that you value yourself and the quality of the relationship, fostering mutual respect over time. It's also important to recognize that setting boundaries is a skill that takes practice. At first, you might feel awkward or even guilty, but remind yourself that boundaries are necessary for maintaining your emotional and mental well-being. Over time, this practice becomes second nature and empowers you to handle challenging interactions with confidence and grace. Remember, boundaries are not walls meant to isolate you. They are bridges that connect you to others in ways that are healthier and more sustainable. Practicing this consistently will not only uphold your values, but also serve as a model of respectful behavior for those around you. When you set boundaries effectively, you create an environment where both you and others can thrive. How to apply? If someone repeatedly disrespects you, calmly address their behavior. "I value respectful communication. If this continues, I'll have to step away from this conversation." You can also rehearse your responses in advance for scenarios where you anticipate disrespect, ensuring you remain composed and clear in the moment. By reinforcing your boundaries consistently, You empower yourself to maintain control of your emotional space while nurturing relationships built on mutual respect. See disrespect as an opportunity for growth. The Stoics believed that adversity is a teacher. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every time someone disrespects you, it's a chance to practice patience, resilience, and self-control. Instead of seeing disrespect as a personal attack, view it as a challenge to refine your character and a valuable moment for self-improvement. Consider that each encounter offers insight into how you handle emotional triggers, granting you the opportunity to grow stronger and more composed. When someone disrespects you, pause and reflect. What is this situation teaching me? This mindset shift transforms a potentially painful experience into a powerful tool for self-mastery. By responding with grace, you not only rise above the negativity, but also model dignity and strength for others around you. This act of composure can inspire those who witness your response and encourage a more respectful dynamic overall. For example, when faced with criticism, instead of internalizing the negativity or retaliating, remind yourself, "This is my moment to exercise understanding and self-restraint." Take this further by actively observing your emotional response. Are you feeling anger, sadness, or frustration? Labeling your emotions helps you understand them and reduces their intensity. The ability to step back and observe your reactions will help you build emotional endurance over time. Additionally, treating such incidents as opportunities to practice empathy can deepen your understanding of others, as disrespect often stems from their own struggles rather than a true reflection of you. Expanding further, these moments can serve as stepping stones to greater emotional intelligence. Ask yourself, what assumptions am I making about this person's intent? Could their actions be driven by fear, insecurity, or stress? Such reflections can transform your perspective and foster a sense of compassion. Over time, this practice not only strengthens your emotional resilience, but also enriches your relationships, as you become someone who responds with thoughtfulness rather than reactionary emotion. Every act of composure strengthens your character. By seeing disrespect as a chance to refine yourself, you not only neutralize its sting, but also emerge from the experience more self-aware and emotionally resilient. These repeated acts of self-control form the foundation of true inner peace, ensuring that you remain grounded even in the face of life's turbulence. Example: you're cut off in traffic and feel anger bubbling up. Instead of yelling or honking, take a deep breath and say, "Here's my chance to practice patience." To build on this, think of the bigger picture. Will this incident matter in an hour, a day, or a week? Likely not. This perspective reinforces your ability to let go and focus on what truly matters. Disrespect is inevitable, but suffering because of it is optional. By following these Stoic principles, you'll not only handle disrespect with grace, but also build unshakable inner strength. Remember, your peace of mind is worth far more than anyone's opinion of you. Challenge: for the next week, write down every instance of disrespect you face and how you respond. Reflect on how applying Stoic principles changes your perspective. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like button if you found this helpful, subscribe for more Stoic insights, and share this video with someone who might benefit from it. Leave a comment below about how you've dealt with disrespect in your life. Let's keep the conversation going.